What's up, E-Units? This is Kobalt Steel with another video for you today. I just remembered something. Walmart just recently began selling these things called Maskimals. What are Maskimals, you may ask? Well, they are consumer-grade fursuit heads that were recently released at Walmart stores for 20 bucks a piece. I first heard about this when I was at Walmart getting some school supplies. I was looking around for someone and I came across a bin with fursuit heads and I saw people playing with them and enjoying them. Like, it's cool. It was weird because the following was what I expected non-furries to think about these things. What in the universe? How dare these Walmart fiends support these evil intercourse deviants? They are converting to their evil furry ways. With these heads, they must all be destroyed. Kill all Walmart people. Kill all furries. Kill all Walmart people. Kill all furries! Riots! 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 That was probably an exaggeration, but you should get my drift. I expected the general reaction to be very negative, and I did see some negative reactions toward this on the internet, although I'm pretty sure negative real-life reactions happened. However, from what I saw and am seeing, public reception is mostly mild to positive, which is pretty interesting taking into consideration the questionable history of furries in the public and media. Now, that is general public reception. Although I have seen positive furry reception, I've been hearing that the fandom's reception in general is seemingly negative, because new members are opting for these cheaper alternatives instead of getting real fursuits, which I guess is an issue, but again, that's what I'm hearing, and we'll get into more detail later. But you may wonder, or not, what are my thoughts on these Maskimals? You probably may not know this because I don't think I really mention it much, but I am a furry, and I'm not embarrassed to say so. In fact, I am fully proud of that. I find anthropomorphic animals fascinating. Some of my favorite characters are anthropomorphic animals. I draw anthropomorphic animals, and I desire to obtain a fursuit and or go to conventions and engage in furry activities. However, I don't have much money. Although I have a form of a piggy bank with some money in it, I don't have enough money to actually do or get anything in this fandom except engage in my own activities with a furry theme. Which sucks, but oh well, stuff happens. However, what about these Maskimals? Are they a good substitute or stand-in for expensive fursuits? What are my thoughts on these things? Well, considering that it's consumer grade, I don't really expect it to be all super neat and fancy and strong, but to me, these look pretty okay for what they are. The heads seem a bit huge though. I guess they need a one-size-fits-all, and they accomplished that certainly, but these heads still, they're pretty crazy looking with that size. They also appear to be very flexible and moldable, if that makes sense. In the sense that I could probably easily cave them in by accident. That might be a slight problem. I'm also not a fan of the shark and unicorn ones for obvious reasons. They aren't very good looking, but the others are fairly acceptable for what they are. I would like to see some Maskimal gloves and boots too if possible, but I won't complain if there aren't any. I haven't bought one of these things, but I will consider purchasing one for a multitude of reasons. Primarily as a stand-in before I can really try to commission or make a fursuit. Other reasons are primarily for stupid stuff and video ideas. As a stand-in for a real fursuit, it could work. It's not going to be the most awesome thing, or at least I don't think it will be. but it will be sustainable until one can get a real fursuit. For those who may just be doing furry things casually, it can work too. But enough about me. What does this mean for the furry fandom? Well, if you ask me, the fact that these things are fully accessible to the general public, as well as the fact that the public reaction seems to be more neutral to positive than negative, is a sign that the concept of furries is starting to be normalized in a society. Although these non-furry people are unlikely to be doing things like getting a fursuit or making a fursona or anything, it's likely that these people may not view furries in the same light as before, hopefully. The normalization process is going to be relatively slow, but it is happening, and these are the first steps outside of cartoons and stuff. And for furries, this could encourage more people to join the fandom, and that's a good thing because it means new fans and friends, obviously, and new talent, which is always good. Also, as I said before, these things may be a stand-in for those who may want a fursuit eventually, but lack thousands of dollars to get/make one. Like me, so I'm in that category, as I said before. Also, I heard that people are customizing these things a bit. Who knows? They could be fursuit makers in the making. Just teach and guide them and you got something. But you need to instigate this fursuit making thing in them to make them fursuit makers appropriately. So I wouldn't suggest you go in and say, your suit sucks and is terrible, you should make a real one instead. Instead, encourage them to make a suit or inspire them or something like that. Like, that's good, but have you considered making a fully original suit or something? I don't know, something like that. Now, I'm no fursuit maker, but what I'm saying is, if you want these people to get that spark to make stuff, you need to instigate this in them instead of doing nothing about it or beating them up over it. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. Nothing starts until you take action. And as I said before, this is an okay thing to have if you're just a casual furry, just looking to have a good time and not be ultra serious about it. However, there is a slight consequence to this. Seeing how fursuits cost thousands of dollars, there is a higher chance that those who are getting into the fandom may opt for these things as the cheaper alternative to buying a fursuit. And the reason is understandable. No offense to fursuit makers, but assume I'm a customer. Why should I spend thousands of dollars on a suit that I'm probably not going to wear very often when I can just spend $20 on a head that I can customize the way I want and serves practically the same purpose? It's a bit hard to negate that. Perhaps because of that, I think that's why the fandom's reception towards Maskimals was negative. Fursuit makers may have been threatened by Maskimals taking away customers and therefore their money, and they were probably trying to discourage new members from buying these things. And in some cases, it's not like they had no reason to. For some people, fursuit making is a job that they need to do to live, and as I said, this is potentially taking away money from them, and that's money they might need. However, for those other cases, I heard that some furries were kind of bullying newer furries over these Maskimals for the low quality of the heads, in which, if that's true, that's not really cool, so I suggest you don't do that. Now, I'm not entirely certain that what I said about Maskimals taking revenue away was the catalyst for negative reception in the fandom, or even there was one, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the catalyst for the reception. Overall, with Maskimals, I think I see more good in this than bad. Although these consumer grade heads aren't the most appealing looking things on the planet and could be seen as a threat to fursuit makers when it comes to customers, they are a sign that furries are being normalized and more accepted in society. It also could encourage more people to join the fandom, encourage creativity and fursuit making if you make that happen, and it's a good stand-in for those who want fursuits but need to build up money for that, like me. But hey, those are just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? What are your thoughts on Maskimals? Are these good or bad for the fandom and public image of the fandom? Tell me in the comments section below, or wherever it ends up. This is Kobalt Steel, and I will see you all later. Well, that is all for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Kobalt Steel. Until next time, see you all later.